Welcome to the India Fintech Diaries, the only podcast focused exclusively on the Indian fintech market. I'm Elroy.
And I'm Hemant. In each episode, we dive into the latest trends, ideas, innovations, business models, and personalities that are shaping India's fintech landscape.
We also invite amazing guests who are innovators and industry players that are driving the change that is helping make financial services more modern, innovative, and inclusive in India. Come join us as we explore the changing landscape of fintech in India. Welcome to India Fintech Diaries, the show for all things Indian fintech. I'm your host, Elroy. We took a brief hiatus from the show a summer to travel, and now we're back with all new episodes. Now, last year at Global Fintech Festival, NPCI made a number of new product announcements, and among them was the introduction of Credit Line on UPI. Almost a year later, I'm definitely curious on how this product has shaped up and how the industry is gearing for its scale up. To discuss this topic with me, I have with me Gaurav Mittal, CEO and co-founder of Vegapay. Welcome to India Fintech Diaries, Gaurav.
Hey, thank you so much, Elroy, for having me here. I look forward to having a conversation with you on that.
Gaurav, first of all, congratulations on your fundraise a few months back. That's truly a great achievement considering the current funding environment. Now, to begin with, it will be great if you could talk to our listeners a little bit about your background and how you founded Vegapay.
Sure. Thank you so much, Elroy. First of all, yes, it is indeed a tough time, but given the team and the product that we're building, it was not that challenging for us to raise the fund. About me, Elroy, I've been in this payment space for around 20 years now. I started my journey back with ICC Bank in 2005, spent a couple of years there, then moved on to American Express, spent 5 years at MX, largely managing banking partnership for a variety of MX products. Then joined MasterCard. I spent 3 years at MasterCard managing a prepaid card portfolio for South Asia. Then I started my fintech journey by joining a Singapore headquartered company called MatchMove. We were the pioneer in India who offered program management line on a prepaid card. Then I moved on to Zeta, spent a couple of years at Zeta to manage the growth. And it's been 2 years that I started Vegapay along with my co-founders, building meaningful products for banks around credit, be it credit line on UPI or credit card.
Gaurav, we worked briefly together when I was with Zeta as well. Just curious as to what was the genesis between you thinking of starting an entire setup like Vegapay that's focused solely on the entire tech stack that's there.
Yeah, so that's right, Elroy. And as I mentioned that during my past 10 years, the time that I've spent in the payment industry, I realized one thing that for banks, it's very difficult to integrate with multiple vertical solution providers and offer a solution. And we have seen in the
Right.
past failures, embargo by RBI. And therefore, I thought, why can't we build products that can help banks to leverage and to launch much fast without having any third party integration or with minimal third party integration. So the approach here is a completely horizontal tech stack, work as a turnkey solution for banks to launch the variety of products that they want to.
Gaurav, today UPI averages to about 12 to 14 billion transactions a month, a scale that was almost unheard of before today, right?
That
A
is right.
significant portion of those transactions are gradually moving over to credit from debit, primarily on the credit card on UPI rails. Talk to us a little bit about credit line on UPI and how it's different from credit card on UPI, and what are some of the regulatory nuances of this product.
Yep. So see, credit line on UPI is something new, and there are few banks who have just started the product. Banks like Axis Bank, State Bank of India, and ICC Bank. However, credit card has been in the industry for 50 years plus. Before we talk about the difference between credit card product and the credit line on UPI product, I also would like to give you some perspective in terms of number of users. So broadly,
Sure.
in case of the credit card, we know that 100 million plus active card base, 30, 35 or 40 million odd unique user base. However, in case of UPI, there are about 300 million plus users using UPI across variety of form factors. However, in case of a credit line on UPI, largely bank will be targeting underserved, underpenetrated customer base by offering a line. It could be in form of OD, it could be in form of personal loan, and then allow them to attach the line with the UPI handle, with the UPI handle, so that they can seamlessly start spending the money. Unlike a credit card, where the life cycle is a little longer, since it also backed by a plastic, and therefore for a customer to get a credit card is a lengthy process versus a UPI, which is instant. At the moment the customer gets the line, can start spending the money using the QR code.
Understood, Gaurav. And what are some of the regulatory nuances behind it? I remember reading that as far as credit line is concerned, there are certain criteria that banks need to kind of match before they can offer it to an customer.
So for credit line, see right now one of the important thing that industry is trying to get clarity around the interchange income.
Right?
So far, NPCI/RBI has not confirmed it. That is one, and the other thing is the product construct. So credit line could be an interest bearing product or an interest free or bearing product, which is similar to like a credit card, wherein you get a 30-35 days or a 15 days interest free credit
Right.
period, and then you start paying interest in case if you don't pay on time. So that clarity, and again, and the interchange income may vary from use case to use case. So these are some of the areas where banks are yet to get clarity from the network, from the regulator.
And Gaurav, if you look at how UPI is kind of scaled up, right, it's primarily because of third party providers like Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, etc., where the scale up has truly been driven by these players, right? So, what kind of role do you think they will play in the whole rollout of credit line, and how can they actually aid in credit line discovery?
Yeah, that's right. So typically, LSP model is what we believe is going to play a major role in terms of expanding the distribution of this product. Largely, we have seen banks have struggled even targeting the ETB customers. Let go the NTB customers. However, the players like Google Pay, etc., they have shown tremendous growth here. So LSPs will certainly help or work along with the bank in terms of identifying the set of customer who are underserved, underpenetrated, and again depending on the comfort with the bank, it could be FLDG model, it could be bank underwriting, and these partners will be sourcing the customer given that they have huge customer base. So there are lot of large B2C brands, fintech brands who have got millions of customer base. Basis on the BRE, they can figure out what kind of customer base they want to underwrite and expand the offering. So I believe a lot of large LSPs will play a crucial role in expanding the reach for credit line on UPI product.
And Gaurav, what are some of the use cases that you see will come about as far as credit line and UPI is concerned, and what's the growth opportunity that you see for this?
Yeah, see, the growth potential for credit line on UPI is going to be vast. UPI, I'll give you some perspective. Like UPI transaction volume are seeing an annual growth rate of around 57%, and
Correct.
due to high penetration of smartphone and the broader digitization of payment across India. Now imagine a credit line tailored especially for healthcare. I'm just giving you an example like healthcare, underwritten by a diverse array of data source, especially UPI transaction data, etc. They'll introduce to account, and then further we have account aggregator ecosystem that has made efficient data utilization a reality. The growth potential is enormous, particularly in the vast segment for Indians who have historically been underserved due to inadequate underwriting data. So this product
Right.
could trigger a significant shift, providing access to credit for millions. If we talk about some industry report, UPI linked credit product could capture a market size of around 50 billion US dollars by end of 2025. So there could be multiple sectors. There could be small use cases, could be SMBs, as I mentioned, healthcare could be sectors. There could be many more sector segments wherein your use case is going to be shorter. Maybe you want a 7 days, 10 days interest free credit period, etc. So all those use cases can be easily managed by this product.
And Gaurav, NPSA actually introduced this product almost a year back, right? And you've been actually speaking actively with various banks and players in the industry about this product. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you're hearing from the industry about the product and its general uptake?
Okay, so as I mentioned, there are about a couple of banks who have just started issuing credit line on UPI for their ETB customer base. The potential is significant given that 350 million users in India are using UPI product. So the introduction of credit line on UPI allows users to link pre-sanctioned credit lines directly to their UPI IDs. I'm sure this innovation simplifies access to credit, making it appealing to underserved population
Right.
who have traditionally lacked access of formal credit products.
Correct.
So credit line on UPI is considered a significant step towards financial inclusion as well, with both from RBI and NPCI perspective. The collaboration between banks, fintechs, and probably some of the bodies who are aiming to serve the unbanked and underserved communities.
And Gaurav, I think the other main part is from a technology perspective. The whole credit line on UPI stack is slightly different because it's basically a marriage of a credit product with an payments product, right? So, what are the components you feel are needed from a tech perspective to ensure that any bank who's implementing such a solution is successful in that implementation?
Okay, so I believe from tech perspective, since banks already have issued credit card, so this is not much different from that. However, I would like to say configurability, given that the vast use case of this product, scalability, uh, given that we have seen the success in UPI, speed to market, and security is going to be paramount for banks. Then at Vegapay, fundamentally believe in these four pillars. Today's financial institutions demand granular, configurable credit card products or
Right.
credit products, and ideally this should be through microservices, API, cloud native architecture. These are some of the important stuff that can help banks to improve the adoption and scale. Speed is going to be a crucial factor, given that legacy tech stack takes years to make any changes. And in contrast, we believe that we have the ability to solve for this in weeks compared to years.
Yeah.
And I also would like to emphasize around support. Support is equally important. It's not enough to simply hand over a platform to a bank and then expect bank to start executing it. A high degree of support is essential, and this is what we believe will make a difference for this product.
So, Gaurav, let's imagine that I'm a bank that's approached Vegapay for a credit line on UPI solution, right? So, what do I get as part of the stack?
Okay, so as part of this track, largely focus on three areas. First is
Right.
a highly configurable platform. So our platform is designed with flexibility in mind, using hundreds of microservices that allows banks to tailor and manage their credit line on UPI. The second is the back office platform. Vegapay offers a comprehensive back office platform that supports bank in managing their operations, the customer support, reconciliation, as well as dispute management.
Right.
Also, the important thing is the technical capability. So we also provide banks with the white label solution, white label app, which can then be integrated within their existing app, or we support SDKs and then APIs, whatever bank needs to enable this product.
Gaurav, just double clicking on the platform, right? Within the platform that you mentioned, which I assume is highly configurable because it's based on microservices, etc., right? What are some of the sub modules that are part of the platform that are necessary for credit line on UPI?
Yeah. So, see, if we talk about the entire journey, starting from consumer facing app to LOS, which is loan origination system, within that the BRE, business rule engine, then comes LMS, reward and loyalty,
Right.
then customer support, auto reconciliation, collection modules, FRM. So, these are some of the components that is required to implement any credit or a credit line product.
And Gaurav, if I'm not mistaken, your stack does a lot more than just credit line. So, could you also let us know some of the other capabilities that the Vegapay stack has?
Yep. So in addition to credit line on UPI and variety of card product that we support, we also have a loan origination system. We have
Right.
recently gone live for co-lending. We also have loan collection system. As I mentioned, then we have got reward engine and many more such functionalities. Smaller pieces like card inventory management system, then text collection at source. So there are document management system. So there are many more smaller pieces that we help and support our partners with.
Interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, you also launched a credit card management system as well along with this, right?
We are in the process of deploying the credit card management system, and we expect to go live say by end of this month, a CUG live, and full-fledged live maybe around 2 months from now.
That's excellent news, Gaurav. And let's assume that if I'm a bank and I approach you for, let's say, the credit line on UPI product, what's the typical way that this is priced to me? Is it on a license basis, per user basis? Could you also shed some light at a high level on how that works?
Yeah, so and that's one of the advantage with players like us who believe in SaaS model. So pricing is pure SaaS. We typically charge on the spends that the consumer makes on a platform. Therefore, it gives banks flexibility to scale, and then based on the scale, if bank makes money, we make money. If the volume is not much, then we try and figure out how to improve it. But we do not charge license fee. Therefore, the entry barrier for a bank is fairly low in our case. So we charge a user fee and the transaction fee.
Very interesting, Gaurav. And what's the kind of traction you have seen for the stack so far? Talk to us a little bit about some of the client successes, especially if there are any on the credit line on UPI side?
Yeah, so I won't be able to tell you the name, but in less than 2 years' time, let me tell you the traction so far. So in less than
Sure.
2 years' time, we have seen around 12 partners working with us across variety of products, which includes credit line on UPI, credit card, and variety of other cards, along with the loan management system, loan origination system, loan collection system, etc. And I also would like to mention that the reason our platform allows financial institutions to quickly adopt the evolving digital landscape is because we understand the pain that these banks are facing till now, and this has led to partnerships with several key players in the Indian financial ecosystem for us.
Interesting, Gaurav. Any standout successes that you can talk about? Maybe you don't name them and maybe just give us an sense of what that has been for you.
Okay, so as I mentioned, around the end of this month, early next month, we'll be going live with complete bouquet of credit card product from starting from the LOS till the collection module. Then we also have partnered with the bank who intend to go live along, for a prepaid card again in 2 months from now, and then couple of other banks for credit line on UPI, and largely focusing around credit line on UPI for now. And some of the NBFCs have already gone live for variety of products like LOS, LMS, etc. with us.
That's excellent news, Gaurav. And what do you think, Gaurav, is going to be your roadmap for Vegapay in the future? What are some of the things that are cooking in your lab?
Okay, so for now, Elroy, we would like to focus on the deals that we have, which I mentioned, close to a
Right.
dozen partnerships that we have. We intend to go live with all of them by end of this year, and then we'll further go deep in the product that we have built, and probably early next year we'll start expanding outside of India. Early conversation has already been started with some of the banks in Southeast Asia, Middle East, but let's see how it goes. Right now, the idea is to go live and scale the programs that we have.
Gaurav, GFF is once again just around the corner. And if you were to crystal ball gaze, what do you think are some of the announcements you think will happen at GFF this year on?
Uh, it's going to be tough for me. It's a wild guess, but I believe largely NPCI would like to announce some of the initiatives around credit line on UPI. And I remember NPCI was trying to do something around digital onboarding,
Right.
unified digital onboarding for all the banks around credit card on UPI, CC on UPI. So I believe these are some of the announcements that we can look forward from NPCI perspective. And of course, there are banks who are working on products around credit card, around CL on UPI. And I'm hopeful that we working with the bank should also announce a credit line on UPI product during GFF.
Gaurav, are you going to be there at GFF?
I will be.
Perfect. So let's definitely catch up then. Thanks a ton for joining us today, Gaurav. It was great speaking with you on this very timely topic. In case any of our listeners wanted to reach you or Vegapay, what's the best way to do that?
They can reach out on our LinkedIn, or else I also have the LinkedIn account. They can reach out to me directly. And I really want to thank you for having me on your podcast, Elroy. I really enjoyed our conversation.
No problem, Gaurav. Thanks once again for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's it from India Fintech Diaries this week. Do log on to our website indiafintechdiaries.com for show notes and other exclusive content. Until next time, stay safe.